Hey guys, what's going on? Back again with another Cold War Zombies video. And it's not necessarily a new Easter egg, but I did see a couple YouTube channels and tweets about what people are calling like a Atlantis maybe Easter egg, or maybe some type of reference to Atlantis. Easter eggs where you shoot a certain area of Mount Toten with an explosive weapon, and then it shows like water bubbles. So again, it's not necessarily anything new because I did read some comments and some responses of tweets, and a lot of people say they noticed it, when the map first came out. So it wasn't anything new that they added, apparently, and it's just something that's always there. So I want to go over some stuff. At first, when I saw it, I got annoyed. I was like, you know what? It's just these big channels or YouTubers that they're just looking to cash in on fake news, clickbait. But then I checked it out, and a lot of stuff does add up, and a lot of stuff that I've solved in the past, they kind of all make sense. So I'm actually, in my opinion, confirming it as an Easter egg. Even though there's been similar visual glitches and bugs in maps like 9, where in one of the areas of 9 there's water and stuff like that. So it might be a bug that they didn't want to fix, that it might ruin and break other stuff. So this is what I thought about that first. I thought like it was just another visual bug or glitch. So this is the poster. You just come down and you shoot it with an explosive device, and it shows that water bubbles. So what I wanted to kind of explain to people, I'm actually going to back up for 1 second, try and make this a really quick video again, confirming that it looks like it's an Easter egg, because the first thing that you want to notice is, and I've mentioned this before, anytime you see rain, it kind of maybe symbolizes hints that were like in an Atlantis style map or Atlantis, timeline. Now, it could be something similar to Shadows of Evil and Chicago, that Chicago isn't necessarily considered an Atlantis, location, or Atlantis. Chicago didn't sink underneath the ocean or anything like that. But it might just be like, hey, a little nod to Atlantis, and that's something that kind of annoyed me over the years. Is everybody keeps saying we need an Atlantis map. There's been literally probably like 5 to 10 Atlantis maps that Call of Duty Treyarch has made, and maybe even in Advanced Warfare, Exo Zombies, not necessarily IW Zombies, but definitely in World War II Zombies. There's been a ton of Atlantis maps. Now, because of probably the technical aspects of it, they can't have us swimming in water. I know they probably can, but people probably get annoyed and complain about the map. It's going to be too difficult because you're floating around and stuff like that. So they have to symbolize that you're underneath water. So that's why I'm saying, like, it looks like it is an Easter egg, and it's stuff that I've mentioned, same thing, months and months ago. Whenever there's rain, and I did like a Shadows of Evil video talking about that even maybe the zip lines symbolize that you're swimming through water, that you're kind of going from one location swimming to another location. And you can tell that we start off on the roof, and you're gradually going down like 5 floors, symbolizing that maybe you're swimming down to the city of Atlantis. It's raining, there's water, and then when this Easter egg was found, it kind of confirms everything that that I've mentioned months ago. And it's something again that I want to touch on, that I touched on yesterday, is a lot of these big channels, all they know to do is spew hate, toxic hate, negativity, and they don't even bother looking for Easter eggs like in the past. They don't bother looking for what stuff means. They don't bother trying to figure out stuff. They just kind of like hate on everything. They would rather hate on how there's too many zombies on the map, or like too many broken furniture on the floor, rather than try and figure out Easter eggs. So and I can kind of tell too by the fact that a lot of the big channels, they didn't even really report on this. I saw it on a couple other channels, again, some other Twitter accounts and tweets like that. So that's one thing that confirms it as an Easter egg for me, is the fact that you're going down so many different floors, symbolizing, I guess, that you're going down to the city of Atlantis. There's rain, and then obviously the picture shows water bubbles. And the number one convincing thing for me, and I tell people in the past, like, one or two things might be coincidence, but when there's like 3, 4, 5 different little breadcrumbs Easter eggs, it's definitely an Easter egg. Or 3 or 5 little breadcrumb clues, it's definitely an Easter egg. They give you more than one way, like maybe one person will see this, but then when you look at it from the bigger picture, you're going to know that it's an Easter egg. And I'm actually going to pause it to show you what I'm talking about. What a lot of people don't realize, whenever there's blood at a location, it says, hey, this is an Easter egg. And then if you get closer to it, there's handprints on it. So there actually might be more to it than this. Maybe the bubbles are just a hint. Maybe you have to like aim down a sight for like a couple of seconds. Maybe something, I don't know if it would trigger. Maybe how crazy would it be if it like triggered? I know it's not in the file, but how crazy would it be if it triggered like the another Kino Easter egg or something like that? Other than the the final boss fight arena is kind of supposed to mimic like you know, IW Zombies Beast from Beyond, like Keen or Toten area with the big giant screen, stuff like that. But these handprints are not seen on any other furniture in the map. If you look at the other sofas in the map, there's no handprints saying, hey, touch this, or look at this for an Easter egg, come close to it. A lot of it are blood splatters, but when you see like handprints, if you look at the old like perk machines and the old doors, it has blood all over it because it's saying, hey, come to this door and open it, touch on this door. So it confirms it for me, a lot of things, like I said, and I'll go over it again real quickly just to kind of wrap it up. When there's rain, it means we're like in an Atlantis themed map. And when there's blood in an area, especially with handprints, it means they either touch this or look at this area. There's an Easter egg here. The zip lines could be symbolizing us swimming through, water, getting to Atlantis and stuff like that. As far as like the other stuff in the map, like Klaus, I don't know if there's a Klaus Atlantis Easter egg, because for them to put Klaus on the map has to maybe hint that maybe he's a character from Atlantis. And the number one thing, and let me know what you think, because this is, again, is the number one thing that convinced me. If you look at the Easter egg steps from Outer Toten, and then you look at how Atlantis got destroyed, they're pretty much similar. And again, this is more for the devs than it is for big zombie YouTubers and what I call like their simps, because no matter what you say, unless it's a big channel that says it, nobody's going to believe you. So this is meant for the devs, and the devs are going to be the only ones that would understand it. Devs that make the game, that work for Treyarch. Is if you look at the similarities between the destruction of Atlantis, and then you look at how the destruction of the Dark Aether portal, where we make like a nuke, and because a nuke supposedly destroyed, and the crystals that you form in the Easter egg steps, it's to symbolize the destruction of Atlantis. How destruction of Atlantis was done by the Atlanteans themselves, mimicking also what humans have done with the nuclear bomb, where we gradually make these weapons of mass destruction that are ultimately going to be the planet's doom. And that's what destroyed Atlantis. They created this nuke, this really powerful nuke, maybe like antimatter weapon or whatever, depending what story you want to listen to. And that's what ultimately destroyed Atlantis, was that they sunk themselves because they nuked themselves to death because they were in a Great War. Again, that's how the whole Great War Black Ops 4 thing came about. Is the Great War has always been about Atlantis. It was never necessarily about apothecons and stuff like that. A lot of stuff that ends up being in the story is what they call fan fiction, but as far as what the devs create was supposed to be the story of Atlantis, how dating back from Origins, tapping into Shadows of Evil. You know, the mural is supposed to depict the Great Battle of Atlantis. Origins is supposed to depict the Great Battle of Atlantis, and now this is kind of like the third version of the Great Battle and the destruction of Atlantis. How there was a nuke, and it's the same steps of the Easter eggs that in the Easter eggs is you smash crystals together, and then you put it inside a nuke, and then you take the nuke over to Dark Aether. I don't know if that's supposed to be maybe Klaus destroyed Atlantis. I don't know exactly. I'm not going to go that far and make too many theories, but everything does add up. As far as there being more to it, there might actually be more to it as far as like maybe maybe it's a jump scare, maybe it's this version of a jump scare, maybe you maybe hold X on the painting for a while. It's just that a lot of times I do this in solos and I don't have people that can hold the Easter eggs. But if I was, you know, a zombie YouTuber and I was curious to see if there's more to it, I would probably maybe do more with the Easter eggs, see if there's anything, maybe the wonder weapon. Maybe that's just again one of the first clues is the bubbles in the water and stuff like that. But everything adds up, so I highly doubt they would take this out. It's definitely not like a lighting glitch or bug. Again, even though like I said, I know it's happened in 9. But I'm gonna leave it with that. I don't want to kind of again make it sound like I'm trying to convince anyone or oversell anything, but a lot of the clues add up. The rain, you know, you're going down different layers, like you're mimicking going down to the bottom of the ocean. The zip lines probably mimic, you know, you're swimming through the water. The air bubbles, the blood on the sofa with the handprints say, hey, look at this section over here, there's an Easter egg. And then the Easter egg steps itself mimic the destruction of Atlantis, in my opinion. Anyways, I'm going to leave it at that. Let me know what you think. And again, if you're the one who think you saw it first or noticed it first and you want some credit, even though a lot of people said that they've seen it months ago, let me know. I'll see you guys later.